So here's a video connecting your new CAPTO unit to your software. So I'm on the Mac PC. It's going to be the same for a Windows or a tablet. So this could also be connecting the unit to another device. So as I first log in, I'm on the main login screen. What it shows me is that it's the old Gen 1 sensor option to log in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the Gen 2 sensor. If I was going to connect to the Gen 1 sensor, because it's already been set up, I can just select the unit I want to have, click connect, but we're going to add a new sensor. Now when your unit came in, it might be in a bag with a number on the bag, but this is also on the inside card. So you're going to type in those numbers that are on your card that connects to your CAPTO unit. Once they're in, go ahead and click confirm, and you want to make sure you're doing this connected to the Wi-Fi, not to the CAPTO unit yet. Next one's going to be the license code. And then from there, if you already have an account created, go ahead and click log in. If you need to create a new account, click on create new account. So I'm just going to click log in. Everything's already saved because I've been logged in here before. Clicking log in. And what it's going to do is go to trying to connect right away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out of that because I'm still connected to the Wi-Fi. But I want to go in and click other networks, and I want to select the CAPTO unit right there. Now the computer is connected to the CAPTO unit. I'm going to go back to the program and click on the not connected symbol. It's going to pop up connect to a sensor. So if I click on the drop down box, there was the Gen 1 sensor, and there's the Gen 2. So I'm going to select the Gen 2, click connect. The tutorial popped up. Let me close that real quick. So now it's connecting to the unit. And then you can see here that it changed to idle in the top right. Now it's connected. The battery just showed up here on the top left. So the unit now is connected to the program. So I can click on players. There's a couple players I have in there. If I want to insert a new player, it could be test, it could be name, it could be initials. Go ahead and click create. It's going to make sure that's what you want to have. Click confirm. There's your name. You can go ahead and set it as current if you want to. You can set where are you at, or where are the players from. You can scroll down the list, click select. If you want to, you can put in their handicap, if they're advanced, beginner, testing mode. And then you can click male, female. So whatever data you want to put in here, right-handed. And then if they're left-handed, make sure this box is clicked right or left, just so you have it. If you want to put in their email, you can put in their email. If you want to put in their notes, and then you could add an image if you want to. Once you're all set up, go ahead and click save. So the player's saved. I'm going to go ahead and click the X out of there. And then I'm going to go to putters. I have a drop down of one putter that's saved. If I want to add another putter, we'll just call it a test putter. I'm going to click create. As it goes in, I can add an image. Make sure to click left-handed or arm lock if it's one of these. If I want to put in a brand, it could be a Ping answer model. We're going to say it's a blade, roughly in that 350 zone. And you have options of changing the head weight in here. which is going to help on the calculations. You can also go onto the manufacturer website if you want to find that, but I just usually leave it to the standard 350. From there, you can click Save. It's the putter saved, and then we're going to go to the next little arrow here to the right. And what it's going to do is ask you how long the putter is. So I'm going to say this one is 35.5 inches. And then how high up the bottom of the CAPTO unit is to the bottom of the putter head distance in centimeters, or right below it, it's in inches. So I'm going to just leave it where it's at. The loft, I know it's a standard loft of 3, and the lie, I'm going to say it's a 72. So I'm going to drag that little bar up. I could push save right here if I want to, or we could just click on the next arrow. Now from looking down the shaft, it's trying to ask how much offset is there from the middle of the putter shaft to the blade of the putter. And we're just going to go to roughly around 5 millimeters. You could also take a picture of it. You can upload your picture into here. So this is an older picture that was uploaded. What I can do from here is move the golf ball that I had next to a putter into the circle right there. Once it's moved into the circle, I'm going to zoom in on the picture, getting the circle to match the golf ball. This is if you want to be more precise on the amount of offset that you put in. If not, you can have a quick estimate of what that offset was. Once it's scaled, you click next. And from there, I'm going to move the putter shaft to match the black lines on the screen. That's pretty good. And then on the left-hand side, it gives me the ability of adjusting the image to line it up just a little bit straighter. I'm going to say right there, the lines look like they're matching the shaft. So I'm just going to move it over just fractionally to the shafts in the middle of those lines, and then I'm going to click next on the top right corner. And then from there, this is the offset of how much offset is there on that putter. So again, if I put it to the front edge, say somewhere in that 3 to 4 zone. So the guess of 5 was pretty close. So I'm just going to leave it right there. 4, click the check mark, and now you can see it change it to 4. And that same thing can be done with the center relative to the shaft mark. I'm going to go ahead and skip that step. And just from eyeballing the putter, I'm going to say it looks somewhere in that zone right there. And then how much shaft lean there is. This is like a directed force putter, something where the shaft is leaning more forwards or backwards from the face. But more traditional putters, this will be just left at 0. And then go ahead and click Save. And if you want to, you can go ahead and click Current. So it's set as current. I'm going to go ahead and click the X up here on the top right corner. So the putter now says BP test. It's check marked as current. And then from there, you can go ahead and click Play. And it's going to ask you, is the unit the correct distance in centimeters or inches right here? If I had it selected as where I wanted it, but then I decided to put it somewhere else, I can adjust it before I say it's okay to go. And then I'm checking to make sure that the unit is roughly 90 degrees to the face, just to make sure that that stays consistent for the data. And then check the boxes, and from there it's going to say ready to play. And on the bottom you're going to see a player. If I click on player, it's going to pop up the player names. So if I wanted to change the player and go ahead and click on the player and change the player, it's going to ask me if everything's still correct. And then I can click on the putter down below and say, okay, that was the correct putter. You can select it or you can click cancel. So there's always a way of changing once you're in the program. Down here on the bottom says how many strokes have been captured. I can go all the way to the very end of the last stroke with this one. I can go to the first stroke on this arrow on the left, and I can click per stroke on the middle arrows. And if I go back to the test, just the BP, and click select, we're going to say that's the correct distance for the unit. It says it's ready to play. And you can see here that there's 0 strokes made, new player with a new putter. And if you look at the outside of the border, it's red right now. So if I get in set up to a golf ball, pause for a second or two, the Gen 2 unit little dot turned green, the line underneath turned green as well, and also on the computer or the tablet, the outside border here turned green. So then it's ready to make a stroke. Once you make a stroke, data will pop up and populate all these tiles, and then you're good to go. So there's a walkthrough of how to set up a new sensor to your computer or tablet.